Hey guys, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Tuesday video report. I'll get to the good stuff in just a moment. Quick story here. You know, about 25 years ago, I moved to Atlanta. Last week, I happened to finally unpack a few boxes that the movers moved for me, and I have since moved 2 more times in the last 20 years. Yes, let's just say I didn't get around to opening the boxes. Didn't find any gold. Found tons of sports memorabilia. God, I had 3 Joe Namath autographed footballs, Joe Montana, Emmitt Smith, a bunch of memorabilia from the last time the 49ers won the Super Bowl. Remember those porcelain figurines that they used to, oops, excuse me, just hit the camera, that they used to be pushing on you as memorabilia collections back in I guess it was the 90s. My God, I found Larry Bird and Jordan, a slew of baseball guys, you know, little statues, big statues. I don't give a damn about any of this stuff. I don't even give a damn. I haven't even found the boxes that have all my baseball and football and NBA and hockey cards even. I don't give a damn about any of this stuff anymore. I'm just not into it. And I have a son that could care less about sports either. He's into rock and music like I am. So, you know, we don't get into that sports stuff. But one thing I happened to come across was, remember Inside Sports Magazine, guys? This was like my Bible as a teenager. I mean, my first addiction to sports journalism, and the thing that really pushed me into wanting to be a sports writer was subscribing to the Sporting News. Back when the Sporting News was something. Back in the days when there was no internet. Yes, boys and girls, there was no internet, no Twitter, no AOL, no instant messenger, no cell phones back 157 years ago. But every Thursday, the mailman would deliver the Sporting News, and that was like my gateway into reading about. I was a baseball junkie. You know, I could read Joe Falls and Furman Bisher and all the heavyweights of sports journalism detailing their local teams, and that was it. It was the only place to get this type of information. And, you know, as a little kid, that was like nirvana. And then Sports Illustrated was big, but I was never into SI. And this magazine, Inside Sports, came out back in like 79, 80, and I happened to find like 30 copies of this thing, 30 editions. That I happen to keep, and I happened to open this one particular issue, and I'm looking at the lineup of writers. Tony Kornheiser, you of course know who he is. Peter Gammons, you know who he is. Thomas Boswell, one of the greatest baseball writers ever. Phil Hirsch, George Vesey, Pete Dexter, who, as a novelist, as a newspaper columnist, and as a sports writer, you got to have a taste for Pete Dexter, but if you haven't read some of his stuff, I strongly encourage you to do so. David Halberstam, Pulitzer Prize winner, Roy Blount Jr., Pete Axel, who is now deceased, but of course was big in gambling. They were on this one issue with featured stories for $2. Just really amazing. Oh, and by the way, remember, Oldsmobile has that new Cutlass Supreme out for $19.80, hardtop or ragtop versions. Yes, you can get that Cutlass Supreme from Oldsmobile, and remember, it's not your father's Olds. Okay, so we move on. Listen, today's promotion, guys, is going to be buy one handicapper, get one of equal or lesser value for free for your Tuesday action. Again, buy one handicapper, and you get the plays of a second handicapper of equal or lesser value for free. I try to do this once a week, especially when there's a number of handicappers and have big plays, and a number of guys that are hot. And let's talk about some of those guys. And remember, you can get I'll give you the full details in just a moment on how this promotion works. But Trace Adams, going for winning day number 10 out of 11 today. 10 out of 11. Last night, another top-rated 1,000-star underdog outright winner, Sacramento, outright over Washington. It figures because I had the Wizards. Naturally, he was going to win. Today, he goes for college basketball best bet winner number 9 in a row. Now, that's significant, but the other thing that is significant is also going to be his top-rated 1,000-star college dog shocker number 6 in a row. And the first 5 of these college dog releases, every single one of them have won outright. Every single one of them the past 2 weeks. So Trace Adams has made a $1 better, $9,650 over the past 10 days. $9,650 over the past 10 days. Not too shabby. Anthony Redd, $10 bettors in the college basketball arena have won $4,185 the past 2 years. $10 bettors have won $4,275 the past 2 years in the NBA. Tonight's 60-dime winner, number 5 out of 7, is college dog shocker of the year. He thinks this particular puppy is getting absolutely no respect from the odds makers in Vegas. Of course, Anthony, a professional gambler in Vegas, been one for over 15 years. A real pain in the ass. But Anthony, his play tonight happens to be in college basketball, and 60-dime winner just as strong as last night's when he backed the chalk. Marquette getting the cover against South Florida. Another hot handicapper happens to be Jeff Benton, going for his 5th straight winning day. College basketball, his record the past 2 years, 2.5 years actually, 87-63. $10 better has won $8,470. And tonight his 30-dime winner, number 10 out of 14, Wisconsin and Ohio State. His most recent 30-dime winner was on Sunday when Colorado hammered California. And of course, you got Scott Delaney, who's won 36 out of 60 days, making a $10 better, 4,700 plus in that stretch. You got Craig Davis, who has made a $10 better the past 10 weeks, $3,500 with his 20-dime winner, number 8 out of 11. Yada, yada, yada. You can go up and down the page and look at the guys, but let me just quickly explain to you again how the buy one, get one free promotion works. So let's use Trace Adams tonight, okay? Red hot, going for winning day, number 10 out of 11. The price of Trace's play is $75. $75. So let's say you also wanted to get Anthony Reds, latest 60-dime winner. Anthony's price tonight is $75. You can buy one of those guys, get the other one for free. Equal or lesser value for the second handicapper you get for free. Or Jeff Benton, who I told you about his red-hot college basketball run. Let's see what he's got going tonight. His play, winning day number 5 in a row, is $70. You could buy Red, or you can buy Trace Adams and get Jeff Benton's play for free. The second play, the second handicapper of equal or lesser value is free. All you've got to do is make your purchase, initial purchase, send an email to customer service, say, hey, I just bought so-and-so, Trace Adams, for example. Please add Jeff Benton's plays to my account or Anthony Red's plays to my account. And they will do so for free. And all you got to do is log back in. It usually takes less than 10 minutes to do so. Be patient with customer service. This is one of the biggest, most popular promotions we have, so they get overwhelmed sometimes during the day, but generally within 10 minutes you'll get a response. Also, let me just give you the heads up. There's going to be some major changes here at the site as a couple of handicappers are going to be leaving. 2 new full-time handicappers are going to be joining here by the end of the week, plus another guy who's going to be like Shawn Michaels, coming in and out with his plays. So as the week progresses, and I have a ETA on when the programmers will be done with the stuff to put them onto the site, I'll let you know right here. Let's get to your free picks here tonight. The first one, guys, I'm going to go with Ole Miss at home. Listen, Kentucky's in a pretty much of a must-win situation. This team hasn't delivered in any step-up games this season, as the youth is simply not blended for Coach Cal as it has in previous years, as he's revamped his entire roster. Yeah, they started the season with a neutral court win against Maryland, but really, is that impressive after all this time? This is a Kentucky team that's 13-6 and 4-2, but you look at what Kentucky has done, and really, they haven't beaten anybody. That's the bottom line. Meanwhile, Ole Miss, at the start of the season, Andy Kennedy, their head coach, was, perceived to be on the hot seat in Oxford. Well, when you get off to a great start and you're a nationally ranked team, suddenly the hot seat isn't so hot anymore for Anthony Kennedy. They're coming off a win at Auburn, 63-61. And listen, Auburn's no good, but in that game, they only hit 4 out of 17 free throws. But keep in mind, they're 11-0 at home this year. In SEC play, they've been in Tennessee by 6, Arkansas by 12, Missouri by 15. Those are their 3 SEC home wins. They've won 9 consecutive games coming into this one. Kentucky barely got by a bad, injury-riddled LSU team in Lexington on Saturday, 79-75. They've lost at Alabama by 4, laying 4. They won at Vandy only by 2, laying 12.5. They lost at Louisville, but don't be deceived by that 80-77 final, because Rick Pitino's squad was up big by double digits before the Wildcats made the late run in that contest. They lost by 14 at Notre Dame. We've seen how the Irish are frauds. They lost 75-68 at Duke as well. I mean, their biggest win again was against Maryland in a neutral court game in their season opener, and they haven't done anything since. They lost to Baylor at home. They lost to Texas A&M at home. And they were overwhelming favorites in both of those contests. Meanwhile, again, Mississippi 17-2 straight up, 6-0 in SEC play. One of the leading offensive teams in the nation. Marshall Henderson, the SEC leading scorer at 19.2 points a game, a flashy guard who, Oh, he's drawn the ire of some opponents because of his flamboyant style. But the fact is, as long as he's delivering nearly 20 points a game, you can live with the flamboyancy. Ole Miss has covered 5 of its last 6 at home. Kentucky has won 13 of the last 15 games in this series. However, the last 2 trips to Oxford, Mississippi won by a combined 7 points. If it wasn't for the fact that Mississippi is just so bad from the free throw line, past 3 weeks are hitting only like at a 64% clip, I would have used Mississippi as my best bet tonight. That's how close it was to being my best bet. But that little voice in the back of my head is saying, 3-point line, my team can't hit free throws. That has me a little worried. But I will use them as a free play. The other free selection is going to be Evansville. The Purple Aces, got to be one of the greatest college basketball nicknames, the Purple Aces. It was only like 3.5 weeks ago. They shocked Wichita State at home. Since then, after starting the Missouri Valley Conference season 4-1, they have since lost 3 of their last 4 games. Now, they did beat Northern Iowa on the road earlier this season, had a big double-digit lead in the second half, held on for the victory. Northern Iowa comes into Evansville tonight just off a heartbreaking loss, and a really stupid loss as well. Northern Iowa was winning that game against, got to think of who the hell they were playing. Indiana State, they were on the road on Saturday, right? And Indiana State, trailing by 1, one of their guys, Jake Odom, launches a desperation 3-pointer with 0.3 seconds left on the clock. And he gets fouled. He gets fouled by Northern Iowa. And Odom goes to the line, hits 2 of the 3 free throw attempts, because remember, he was in the act of shooting a 3-pointer when he was fouled, hits 2 of the 3 free throw attempts. Instead of losing by 1, what happens? There you go. Indiana State wins the game 59-58. How do you recover if you're Northern Iowa in this spot tonight against an Evansville team that's lost 3 of its last 4 and has already beaten you on your home court in Cedar Rapids earlier this season? I don't think they do. And that's why Evansville, to me, is a pretty cheap favorite at -2 here in this one. So Evansville and Mississippi, a couple of low-priced home favorites, are your free selections tonight. Good luck, everybody, and catch you again come Wednesday.